So in this video, we are looking at adapting windows, meaning duplicating and updating dimensions before placing them in a project. So in this video, we'll be looking at modifying the windows so we can actually work with different sizes of windows. As we can see here, we placed the windows I had loaded in as a predefined setting. In this video, we'll just adapt that specific window. Again, step number one is to work in the right floor plan. And then we again need to go up to architecture, select window. In my type selector, I will select the window that's closest to or easiest for me to adapt. It's just a single line we're working with, so I'll take the 1212 by 1212 as we did before. Go to edit type, and I know I have to change something. So the first thing I do is I go and make a duplicate, because as soon as I start to make a change, it will go into the actual window, and that will affect the windows I've already put in. So we want to avoid that. So I rename it to 612 by 612 because that's the size of the window size I want. Press OK. So now it's renamed. Then I need to make the changes. What I'm looking for here in this case is down on the dimensions. It's my rough width and rough height. Change those to 612 by 612. We can also see there's a lot of different settings down here. Seal width, that's the joint between the window and the actual wall. The width of the frame, default sill height, closure depth, bottom seal, and so on. So there's lots of different things we can change, and it's always a good idea to try to figure out what the different ones are. Frame width, of course, the width of the frame. Bottom seal is this joint at the bottom, because that can actually change to a different size than the sides and the top. And closure depth is how deep in the window is actually placed. And then up here we have different constructions and caps and so on. But now I changed it. And I think I want to place my default sill height, say, I think it's 1400 this one, I can't actually remember. Now we're just putting it in. Check in the tutorial to make sure, and if it's your own project you're working with, make sure that you put in the right number. And press OK. And now I can see I can place my window here. Oops, I'll just undo that. So I don't have the text because I don't want them at the moment. Delete this one. And now I have my windows. Then again, we need to place it where I actually need it. So I just need to find my drawing. And it should be up here again. I use my temporary dimension, drag it up. It should be 1008. Next one here should be 1128, so that's perfect. And then we need this one. Again, 1008. And then we actually have the windows in. What you'll notice here is that the window looks a bit strange compared to this one. That's because the window is placed so high, so we do not actually cut through the window. We can just see it's located in the wall. So what we do here is we go into view, make a small adaption. In plane views, make a plane region, because that allows us to make a specific area and then change where we actually cut. I make a rectangle around here, and I just usually do it like this. So what I've done now is these three rectangles represent three areas where I'll change the height of where I cut my plane. Yes. Over in my, when these are selected, over in my properties, I can edit view range and set that to, for example, cut plane. I can see now it's in 1200 millimeters. I'll put that up to, for example, 1500. Okay, and the windows look perfect. So this is how we adapt the windows, and the important thing is that whenever we want to adapt something, the first thing we do in edit type is to make it duplicate.